Hello guys, and welcome back to Pro Educator. Today is our third lesson on friction, so let's dive right into it. What is friction? Friction is a force that opposes motion or attempted motion when two surfaces are in contact. If a binder is sliding across a table, there is friction between the two surfaces. If there was no friction, the binder would just keep moving forever and ever. It would never stop. Friction is always the opposite direction of motion or intended motion when at rest. F subscript F is the generic symbol for all types of friction. Friction is always measured in newtons. Why does friction occur? Friction exists because of microscopic hills and valleys on all surfaces. Even the smoothest surface you can find will have microscopic hills and valleys. The hills and valleys on the two surfaces lock and rub against each other, causing some sort of stickiness which causes friction. Between the two surfaces of the binder and table, the binder and table both have microscopic hills and valleys which rub against each other, cause some sort of stickiness that makes the binder stop moving. Or else, as we said in the last slide, it would just keep going on forever and ever. There are two types of friction. Static, which is when friction that occurs on non-moving objects when a force is applied. This means if a little kid was pushing a 200-pound box and the box wasn't moving, this would be static friction. The boy is trying to push it, which is a force, and the box isn't moving, which makes static friction. And then there is kinetic friction, when friction between two surfaces are moving against each other. So if a grown man was pushing a 100-pound table and the table was moving, then it's called kinetic friction. And it can always vary. So if a grown man is helping that little kid pushing that 200-pound box, and then it becomes kinetic friction. But if he stops helping, then it goes back to static. There are ways to reduce and increase friction. So how can you reduce it? You can reduce friction by reducing the force between the surfaces and or apply a lubricant. There are more ways, but those are the most common and main ways. How can you increase friction? Increasing the force between the surfaces and or make the surfaces rougher. If you increase the force, the hills and valleys lock together even more, which causes even more stickiness, which causes even more friction. And if you make the surfaces rougher, then there is more hills and valleys, which lock and rub against each other and make more friction. Just like the last slide, these are the main ways, not the only ways. Well, that is the end for today's episode. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and turn on bell notifications. And until next time.